It's been a while.
It has been a while.
And it's almost Christmas.
It is. See the tree? And
American Thanksgiving, I was in Japan. Japan was amazing.
It's part of why it's been a little bit of a time since we've podcasted.
Yes.
Marsha's being a world traveler.
I know.
Experiencing the culture.
Awesome. So, yeah, the trip was amazing. The trip home was harrowing. As anyone who follows me on Instagram knows, it wasn't a pleasant trip home. But, you know...
It's like a carnival ride. He spends 6 hours to go nowhere.
I know. Right?
Want to go for a plane ride?
I know, but we're safe. That's the moral of the story, is we're safe. But I won't be using that airline again. This is a knitting podcast.
Yay! Knitting. Oops.
And here's an interesting detail, is this morning I taught somebody how to knit. I taught 2 people how to knit this morning.
That's right. Isn't it International Knitting Day?
It is International
It's International Knitting Day.
So I spread the love, and I taught 2 more people to knit this morning.
That is wonderful.
At the school dropping off kids.
I love how it's becoming a thing. It's like Marsha has her knitting. I have my knitting. Another mom now brings her knitting.
Yeah.
You know you're watching this. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so, yeah, and Japan was amazing, and I'll probably post some pictures and videos in the very end. And we just wanted to take a minute before we get rolling. Just a minute. Just a quick minute.
Just a minute.
To get serious. Not that serious.
I had creepy eyes. I had like dead eyes. Like, I'm dead inside.
What's creepy? How do you know how to do that? That's the worst. Don't do that.
I spend my days studying the mind and trauma.
That's what she does in her room. She just stares in the mirror. Working on her eye movements. Okay, but
yeah.
for real.
Anyway,
serious now. We want to thank everyone for your amazing support. Amazing support. I've gotten so many awesome messages from people. We've received some gifts or heard tell of gifts being sent.
It just warms us right here.
I know. It's
and
totally
here.
like...
Like which side's my heart
both sides.
It's like a full glow.
You can't get serious for a second, hey? You can't just be like, hey, we're going to take a moment and focus on you and thank you. She's like, how about me now? That's it.
Just thinking how wonderful you are makes us feel wonderful.
Yes. So we want to say thank you very much for all of your support. We've been doing this for almost a year.
Wow.
I know, 20 episodes and it's been almost a year. So,
but that's an average of almost 2 a month.
Yeah, almost. Very
almost,
nearly.
Yeah.
Some months it's 3, some months it's 4, some months it's 1.
November.
We did 1 in November, didn't we? I think we did.
No, we did 3 in October.
We did, yeah.
We bumped out 2 a week apart because we knew you were going away.
I feel like we should have withheld 1 a little bit longer
we should
and
have.
then released it.
Just hold back.
We were just
like,
so excited.
We've got it, but you can't see it yet.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to build the tension. But yeah, no.
Start making trailers for our podcast.
What's coming up next?
You're like coming on January 14th, the newest season of
Twitch and Stitch.
Somehow we'll figure out how to leave a cliffhanger at the end of the episode.
What is Scylla working on now? What is the fate of the blanket up forever? Stay tuned.
I like it.
Goodness.
Oh.
So what are you working on?
I am working on, I have 2 projects on the go right now. I'll start with project number 1. The blanket of forever.
Oh my goodness.
It really is. Like, if you look at it, it just keeps going. I swear it's going to fit larger than a king-size bed.
And we took a vote on this, actually, on our last podcast.
We did take a vote on it.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like I was shut down.
You were shut down.
A few people were like, don't listen to her.
Yeah, there's a couple people who were like, you should probably frog it and use the yarn for something more useful.
Valid,
right? Good. And
My side.
I appreciate the feedback. And then there were those who are like, I have a blanket of forever that goes on forever. Just keep it.
Yeah. You know, it would have been really funny if somebody's just like, just be quiet, Marcia. Stop talking right now. Priscilla, do whatever you want.
I think we got that, but in a
polite
PC
way.
kind of way.
Lock it down, Marcia.
like Priscilla, I think you should do what you think is right.
Yeah, exactly. We did get that. So funny though. But I also think it would be humorous if somebody just shut me right down.
I think it'd be humorous too. I'm pro that person. I didn't want to do it. I'll
If
send
you're
you
that
something
person
awesome.
and you didn't post anything because you didn't want to be that person, please be that person.
Exactly. I'll probably send you a Kathleen. You could probably even pick your color. But we'll get into that in finished objects. Oh, and what else am I working on?
So what are you working on, Scylla?
So this is what I'm working on right now. For those of you who've been watching our podcast since I think about May, June. No, when did we start the cable along? It was before last March.
March was green, I think. No, May was green.
May was green. I think it was March that we started the cable along.
Yeah.
It might have been April, but I'm pretty sure it was March because then I
Somewhere
got
there.
scared and I panicked.
Yeah.
And so last year, if you remember, I wanted to learn how to cable. And so
No, that was earlier this year.
that was earlier this year.
2015. Baby.
2015. So earlier this year, it's probably around February, March, I wanted to learn to
So
cable.
when was it?
February, March.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. And I bought a pattern. And for months you heard, what are you working on, Scylla? I'm still working on the Kathleen by Jane Richmond. Sorry, Jane Richmond. Looks like this. And so I finished
You can
that.
open it. There. There you go.
So I finished my first Kathleen after Ireland. It took me until the end of the summer because I was terrified to start the cabling. And so I am currently knitting another Kathleen. I'm just finishing the ribbing and I'm going to be starting the cabling soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. I
So-
really enjoy this pattern.
I met Jane Richmond at Knit City 2015. So funny because I kept looking at her and I was like, why do I recognize her? And she has this big banner because she's a designer, so she's got her books and she's got all this stuff. Big banner that says Jane Richmond. I'm like, that name is so familiar. Where do I know that name from?
I have a pattern.
So bad. I'm like, I didn't really put it together until after I got home.
That's
And so I'm like,
hilarious.
what are you doing, Scylla? She's like, I'm working on my Kathleen by Jane Richmond. I'm like,
I met Jane
I
Richmond.
met her.
You know what? I totally have a pattern crush.
Yeah.
You know, I've had academic crushes on like
Yeah.
brilliant people in the field of stuff.
Psychology.
And I totally have a designer crush on Jane Richmond.
Mhm.
I love her patterns. Granted, I've only done the same one.
Like how many times?
Shh.
That's so
I've,
funny.
You know, once or twice or
Whatever.
whatever. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's super intuitive for anyone who's like learning new stuff. She's a great designer to use. That's just my tail.
I know, but it made me nervous for a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It was
don't
just looped
don't-
under, and I'm
don't
like, is
pull.
that
Yeah.
a like pulled
yeah,
stitch?
maybe don't pull on anything that's loopy.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, so it's super easy. It's super intuitive. It's got deliciously beautiful repeats. So anyone who wants to learn cabling or wants to learn, you know, to use a pattern for the first time, I definitely recommend her. Super easy to follow.
Wait.
There's more.
Wait 1 second.
Oh, yes.
What yarn are you using?
I am using 1 second.
This one. Malabrigo.
Is it that one?
In the sunset colorway.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Oh, I see.
Light bulb. Wait a second. It's that was beautiful.
I didn't know they did that. So I really enjoy Malabrigo yarn, as you can tell, in all the colorways. Oh, thanks,
my
Mar.
word. Oh goodness. Okay.
All right,
Over there.
enough about me and my knitting adventures. Current knitting adventure, which has lasted almost a year. Marcia, what are you working on?
Well, I'm so glad you asked because
I really wanted to ask
I'm working on some things. There's some things.
some things.
Things are being worked on. Okay, so 10 days ago now, I cast on a sweater. 10 days. And because I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm just gonna repeat everything I say. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I cast on. Still doing it. I cast on the Maturin sweater.
The Maturin sweater.
Thank you. And what I was doing is I was looking
Who's it by?
by Ain Ryan.
By Ain Ryan.
Okay. And her patterns are at www.knitahedron.com. Now, I was looking for a lightweight sweater to knit, and this sweater is knit in DK weight, but Sandy at my local yarn store is a genius.
Yes, she is. She is a
And
genius.
I said, this is what I want to knit, and I need a DK weight, but I need something that's not itchy, and I want something that's super soft, and she pointed me in the direction of Barocco Folio. And
I love the name.
yes,
Barocco Folio.
it is.
Sounds designer. Sorry.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interruption. Sorry, go ahead. It's your time to shine. I'm just so excited for you. I just can't help it.
Yeah, we probably are this silly every episode. I was going to apologize, but I'm not going to. Sorry. No. So it's Barocco Folio. And it is in color 4534. So pretty. It is 65% superfine alpaca and 35% rayon. And it knits. It's more like a fingering weight, but it would be a heavy fingering or a light sport. But because of the alpaca, it's heavier. And it's got a little bit of a halo. I don't know if you can see the little bit of a halo. A little bit of a halo. And so it's got that little bit of a halo. And so it actually is knitting to gauge. So for to a DK weight gauge. So this is where I am.
Oh no.
Just hang on a second. I dropped a whole scrap of stitches because I'm using my high sharps and they are super slippery. And I'm in the middle of a row. So there, ha.
All right then.
So I am, right now I'm doing the raglan decreases for the sleeves, and I'm starting on the neck ones fairly soon. I knit about 10 rows that I had to rip back yesterday. So I'm just kind of catching up on that. But the back and the front are done. And this is up to there. And when I was looking at the pattern, I don't like piecing. So I was thinking that maybe I would just do it all in one piece and change the pattern so that I can just do it in one and then attach the sleeves and just continue on with the raglan decreases within the pattern. So that it would be just a bottom-up pattern and not piecing things together. But I rethought that because I'm probably going to knit this sweater again, and I probably will do that when I re-knit it. But for the purpose of having knit it and tried it, I wanted to actually knit it how the pattern has it so that I can definitively say how much I liked it and how the piecing went and how all of that goes. So, your turn.
Can I? No, I just want to know if I could ask you two really important questions.
Yes.
Question number one.
Yes.
How does it smell?
Oh. It smells like an alpaca. No, it smells good.
It does smell good. It smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would smell a man wearing that.
Yeah. It's for a man, but I can't tell you which one. Because he sneak watches.
My second question.
Uh-huh.
And it's a beginner question with Scylla.
Beginner questions with Scylla. Okay.
What's a halo?
A halo.
A halo. He said it has a bit of a halo.
Angels
See?
have them on the top of their heads. No. Well, they do, but supposedly, or not. I don't know. Depends on your belief system. Maybe you don't believe in angels. Do you even believe in angels?
Good question.
So
what's a halo?
Good question. So, I'm showing this to you, and then I'm going to show it to someone. Okay, so I'm showing this to you so that you can get a good long look at it.
Literally.
Right? Okay, so a halo this is where you see where the yarn is?
Yeah.
And you see the fuzzy bits that come out of it?
Yeah.
That's the halo.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's got a pretty big halo. Must be very good yarn.
I don't even know what to say to that. It's really nice yarn, and if you get an opportunity to knit with Barocco Folio, I say, I've got a couple more sweaters worth of this, so I'm going to be knitting another sweater. I'm ignoring her. No!
You know the halo, good angels have a halo. It's good yarn. So anyway.
Okay, and I'm also knitting a cowl that I am designing. It's a lace cowl, and it's in a bulky yarn. And it'd be super awesome if I just got this done, and that would be super cool. And I got this yarn at Knit City 2015 as well. It's naturally dyed in
Coast Salish.
Coast Salish, okay. Yeah. And it's from Vancouver. And it is a 2-ply 100% wool. And mordant aluminum / iron dye is, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, you can buy this online, I'm sure. It's at thesesecrets.com. And I met the dyer. She's also a designer. And she's super friendly and wonderful, and she's really cool. Like I just felt like I felt cooler for being around her.
She sounds cool.
She's really cool.
So cool.
But this yarn, it actually surprised me because I walked past it a few times and I was like, oh, I don't need any more heavy 100% wool yarn. And so this yarn I walked past a few times, and it was just the color called to me first, and I went over and I touched it, and that was the end of that. And I would love to make a sweater out of this. It is so thick. It's 100% wool, but it is so soft and squishy. Mm-hmm. It smells so nice, and
it's very warm.
Yes, and it's like look. It's gonna be such a nice cowl.
Oh,
like,
it totally is.
And I'm doing a lace pattern in it, and it's suiting the yarn very well. I feel like, look, I can even wear it like this. But I wanted something that would make it a little bit more drapey, because it is such a large, like, it's a large gauge. So I wanted something to be a little bit drapier, because it has the potential to be super stiff, and nobody wants to stick a stiff tube on their head. So I used larger needles, and these are on high interchangeables, and they are 13 US 9mm H6. I think that's the European sizing. But yeah, I'm working on that. And I'm also working on these awesome sauce socks. So this is the number 2 pencil socks. I have deeply changed the pattern. For all intents and purposes, the colors are the same. It's a different yarn that I've used, but I had to change because of the size of feet that they are to fit. Most, like, this section here, the cuff is the same except for the stitch count. This part here is the same except for the stitch count. This part here is fairly the same. And then I've added an afterthought heel, which I didn't create. This wasn't quite long enough, so I'm adding extra space in the heel to make make it the length that it needs to be to fit her foot.
I love how creative you are.
But I changed this part in the pattern, and the next pair I knit, I will make the black come down farther, which is something that I'll do. I changed the decreases because I needed the decreases to happen much quicker because it's a littler foot. But I also changed this. In the pattern, it's straight across.
It's so cute.
And I just made it so that it goes up and down like on a normal pencil it does, because where the ridges are, that actually sticks kind of out on a pencil. So when you sharpen it, it goes up in those areas, and that's what creates that line. So I just did that around.
I just had an aha moment.
What's that?
Because you told me they were the pencil sock, and I kept hearing pencil sock, but I was thinking like, you know, pencil skirt. It doesn't actually look like a pencil. But
Are you serious?
now I see it. That's so awesome. I never saw it before.
You've seen me knitting on these around.
And you keep calling them pencil socks.
They're pencil socks.
Never actually occurred to me
That it was an actual
that
pencil.
It's an actual pencil.
Yes. But the pattern is, I'm going to, because I lost it somewhere, I'll put all the information right here about this pattern. It's sitting there, being there.
Look at it, it's right there.
And I definitely recommend that pattern. It's super easy to follow. The designer uses the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I've never used that.
I love the name.
Yeah, I've never used that heel in my life, so it's something that I need to try, but I haven't yet. So that's the things. Oh, and I'm also working on a hat. So I have a new design that is in the works. It's a hat design, but I'm working on it. It is going to be, I'm actually selling the rights of it to Ancient Art Yarn, and they are going to publish it and have it, and then after a year the rights revert back to me, but we're working together right now, and I don't know when it will be released, but we're just in its early stages. So nothing has been finalized or anything. I've just worked up the pattern. I've knitted a few times, and I'm working on my third one. So yes, that is a thing.
It is a thing. Okay, if you want to be serious now, I think I got my giggles out.
Oh, I'm also working on. No, you don't.
No, okay, apparently yeah, right. They're still here.
They're still there.
They're still there.
Okay, and I am also working on, those socks are knit with Stroll, Knit Picks Stroll, and they had a little sale thing going on, so Knit Picks Stroll fingering, and there's a bunch of different colorways that I had to get to make them. I'll just pull them out. So the yellow is Dandelion. The wood color is Agate Heather. The eraser is the Rouge. And the metal part around the eraser is Dove Heather. So there's enough yarn here to probably make, 4 pairs or something.
That's awesome.
3 pairs. Something like that. An adult pair and a couple kids pairs.
It's way cooler now that I see the pencil.
Makes it so much cooler.
Right? It's way cooler.
So
You're way cooler.
When I was in Japan, I wanted to knit with this yarn. I got it at the Knit City 2015. And it is called Stitch Please. Stitchesbeslippin.com, and it's in the Psychedelic Onyx colorway. It is a fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 423 yards. And it comes, how does it come? It comes in 2 skeins. So it came in 2, and I just balled them up or caked them up separately. And I'm working on them. What are these needles? They're 2.25s, but they are Knitter Pride Basics is what they are. And this is my first time using the basics. And I'm not usually a fan of wooden needles.
Just going back to basics.
Yeah. I'm not usually a fan of wooden needles because I like my stitches to slide faster than wooden needles do. But these are fairly good. And this is the mitten I'm making. So I've been working on that. And it's almost done.
I thought you were making socks.
For that one. No, it's a mitten. It's a mitten.
I need to pay better attention.
I know. Yes, you do. And I just did a bit of a knit purl rib on this side just to take up the extra so I didn't have to do decreasing. So it fits, just forms to your hand a little bit better. It's amazing what doing a little bit of a rib can do to make things fit nicely. So there is a concern I have. 2 of these needles, I have to knit with them in a certain way because 2 of them have, and I'll show you, an uneven spot. Okay, so these swirl. I don't know if you can see. They're kind of hard to see that they swirl. So the wood swirls kind of like wood does. And I was knitting away and it kept snagging on, there's 2 spots where it snags. Where it swirls down, it actually started lifting in one spot. So like there's a line there and so it snags every time I go in to knit. When you travel, like I like to use wooden needles when I'm traveling because I don't want my needles taken away. So it's not my go-to, but when I'm traveling, you know, it's what I need to do. But so that needle, I have to make sure that when I knit with it, I knit with the other side of it, and then the snag part is the side that the yarn comes off of. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention. I'll go back to that in a second. But yeah, so these are a lot of fun. They're just a pattern out of my head, and I've just been trying them on as I go to make sure that they fit as I go. So, and they're put away for now until I can pull out some metal needles and put those on and then just continue on, but my gauge is going to change with that. So one other thing I wanted to mention with the sweater that I'm knitting, the Maturin, is one of the other things why I would want to change the pattern and make it all one pieces so that you can continue knitting in circles and then you don't have to purl back and forth. So what I've done, because my gauge on my purl, see, I just slide right back to that. My gauge on my purl is so much larger than my gauge on my knit. I'm using interchangeable needles. So this is my knitting needle. They're both knitting needles, but this is my knit needle and this is my purl needle. So it's quite a bit smaller than my knit needle to get the same gauge.
That's so smart.
Yeah. So I just use interchangeables because then I can pick whatever size I need on whatever side and then change it out. So I'm loving it.
Never even thought about doing that. That's awesome.
And it works because my gauge is very different when I purl than from when I knit.
Wow. My gauge is so tight it doesn't matter, but
on all of the things. So we've been podcasting for almost a year.
I know.
This one episode is almost a year long.
Right? We started at Christmas last year. Hey, look, it's Christmas again.
No, we didn't start at Christmas.
No, I was joking with this one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's okay.
It's like our needles.
Thank you. So, yeah, January is our anniversary. January 20th.
Did we really start in January?
Yep.
With our first joking episode, hey, let's make a podcast?
Yep. It was after we were done skiing.
Oh,
we went skiing and then we were like, let's do a podcast.
We're like, okay.
So we were tired and what's the word?
We had, not giddy, but there's this energy you have when you're overtired and you start giggling lots.
Yeah, and we can't even remember the word because that's how tired we are now. Scylla just got home last night. I had to go to the airport and pick her up.
Yeah, she picked me up at midnight.
Yeah.
And then because we hadn't seen each other in a week, we stayed up, well, a
For a
week, as
couple
in,
hours.
like 2 days.
Yeah. It's been 2 days,
Yeah.
so we had to stay up for a couple hours.
just to chat and to catch up on life.
Yeah. What's been happening with you?
Yeah, I left on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Came back on Thursday.
Yeah. So
It's tough.
it's really good. Scylla went to a course to hone her skills
I
on
did
working with people.
learn lots and lots of new stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
The reason I'm interested in what Scylla learns is because I'm a foster parent. Our family, we've been fostering for 8 years, not 9 years.
A long time.
9 years, yeah. So we've been fostering for 9 years, and we haven't had very many kids come through our home because we are a therapeutic home for kids with high needs, special needs, high risk teenage girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I just help teenage girls learn life skills and try to keep them as safe as possible, build a buffer for them. And so when Scylla goes to these things, like, I just want to know all of the information because it helps me.
It's totally beneficial. I'm like, like I come back and I'm like, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this.
Yeah.
Like, I think this explains this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good. So, I've been doing that for a long time, and that has, we have a girl who went through the foster system, and she lived with us since she was 14. She's still, this is her home, and she comes home at Christmas and stuff. I don't know if I've mentioned that I foster before.
I don't know if you have.
I don't
you
know.
might have, but I don't know. It's not.
I don't know. It's not.
Well, if it's coming to you.
Yeah. Awesome.
The whole feed is, you've mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that.
Episode 6, 27 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Here's a link to your own podcast to show you what you've talked about. I find that very interesting because I get to use it in my every day with the kids that I deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a pretty fantastic conference. It was 6 different professional groups in BC came together to educate frontline workers on stopping the violence, working with women, children, and even some adult men who've experienced trauma
and one of the
abuse.
things that I do, this is kind of hits on psychology with Scylla a little bit, is one of the things I've done with some of the girls that have come through is teach them how to knit, because it's very therapeutic. And there is when kids have gone through trauma, it can stunt their brain development, and repetitive motions can actually help catch them up. So I always put a rocking chair in their room so they can sit and they can rock. That kind of motion, that we listen to music that's consistent, that it just becomes kind of like the backdrop. And we have a trampoline. The kids jump on the trampoline, and knitting is very good. It's that positive repetitive motion, and that can actually help kids who have gone through trauma and adults to catch them up. It helps reconnect those
the neural pathways
to get through that healing process.
Yeah. And there's another piece of knitting too with trauma that we haven't actually touched on yet, and that is the feeling of self-efficacy and accomplishment.
Yeah.
And so for kids who've experienced trauma, the simple act of knitting can be therapeutic.
Creating something.
For adults too, but it's creating something that you made by yourself. We've all done it, right? You have your finished project. We have a whole section to talk about all the pretty things we've made.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're proud of our work, and we should be proud of our work.
Yeah. It's like those socks that I'm knitting, the pencil socks, where every time I did a row, I showed Scylla. Every time I did a row.
Every time she did a row.
I showed her.
And I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh my god, they're cute.
I'm like, yeah, they're good. I didn't realize they were pencils at that point, but, right? And every time, you complete a project that you love, kind of makes you want to complete something else that you love.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into when we get to my finished products.
Yeah, so Scylla went away, and so we chatted.
Yeah,
so that's why we're punchy. That's the word, punchy.
Punchy. That's it. Yes.
So we had winners on episode 19.
Uh-oh.
And they contacted us.
Yay!
Yay! So your yarn is in the mail. It is on its way to you. Thank you for contacting us.
So be excited. It'll probably get there between Christmas and New Year's. The
And
mail
you're going
is
to
slow
love it.
right now.
Love it, love it, love it.
You're going to love it. We love it. We knit
This
with it.
yarn
It's
is
wonderful.
so soft. This is not one of the ones that was sent.
This is one that's still here.
Superwash merino cashmere nylon. The cashmere, the beauty, the amazing, the smell, the love,
and not only that, and the names.
Yeah, they're pretty good. This is really seriously annoyed grapes.
It's really
Awesome.
seriously annoyed grapes.
So those ones have been sent out. You shall be receiving them, or should receive them. Well, we might have this out sooner before you receive it, but because Canada Post slows down around the holidays, so
but they're working.
they work really hard. But it's
They're even working on Sundays right now, and they're working like
Yeah.
till 9 p.m.
yeah.
We've had
so-
some really weird delivery times.
Yeah, but they do slow down. The system slows down because of the extra mail that's in the system, but we're still receiving things and it's still going. It's just
A little bit slower.
yeah,
this time
just
of year.
a little bit slower. Okay, so that's been sent out in January. So December we don't have. It's just catch up on your knitting because that's
It's
what everybody's
Christmas and
doing
life
right
is
now.
happening.
Life is crazy. It's happening. January, Mina and I have gotten together. It started off as a friendly little thing.
You look like an
on
evil master.
Instagram. Well, you know how much I like a good competition. Something to stress you out. That's what I like. That's my
So in
jam.
January, when everything starts to calm down and you're looking for that little bit of stress in your life, this is the contest for
This
you.
is it. Okay, so it's a knitting competition, and I'll introduce it this way. So Mina and I, together, the Knitting Expat, and Twitch and Stitch, we are both hosting a sock knitting competition extravaganza. So she and I are competing directly with each other, but we are opening it to our groups. So both groups, you can compete in both of them
And you can cross
if
over.
you want to. The Bakery Bears is also having something coming in January. Yes, I'm fairly certain it's a sock knit along that they're doing. And Dana said that you can double dip into that as well.
Look at that. All that knitting.
But here's the
there's
thing.
a but. There's a catch.
So we are still ironing out the rules. We are going to have prizes. And I feel like for our podcast, there's going to be a prize for the person who knits the most socks. So you're going to, every time you knit a pair of socks, I would like to see you put it in multiple times. I don't want it just on one thread with all of your different socks. I want it in, if you finish 15 pairs of socks, that's 15 entries. So I want to do a prize for the person who knits the most socks, and then do a random generation for everybody who is entered. So if you do one pair of socks, you're still entered for an opportunity to win. Join us. Just kidding. It's from the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Sprinkling.
That's awesome.
Wouldn't that be funny if I just sprinkled a whole bunch of, what is that stuff called?
Confetti?
No, it's sparkles.
Oh.
And confetti. But yeah.
I know you're talking about
Glitter.
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 The
Glitter
herpes of the
everywhere.
craft world. sprinkle herpes on you.
Ew! I've got the craft that keeps on giving.
So, Scylla, what have you finished?
So what have I finished? All right. So again, you know how you were talking about that feeling of self-efficacy when you complete something?
How they were?
I was.
How she was.
I was talking with you. We were talking. We had a
Yes.
conversation.
Do you remember
When you were yelling at the screen. Okay, move on! So, remember back in March when I knit my very first Kathleen, and I thought it was wonderful, and I showed it to you, and it's fantastic. And those who follow me on Instagram will have been watching the progression of this. Then I decided, I want to do it again! So I did it again.
Okay, pause. I'm totally the interrupting cow now.
Moo!
But I was away.
Oh, yeah.
I was supposed to be working on her thesis. And go.
Yeah, so Marcia was in Japan, and I'm like, I'm gonna work my thesis while you're gone. First week she was gone. I also made some yarn purchases, like Malabrigo Va Rose. It's merino in green, so pretty. And then I finished that one, and I worked on my thesis a little bit, and I'm like, I feel restless. I'm like, something's missing. What is missing in my life? And I realized what was missing in my life was, I can't even say this.
Azul Profundo.
Azul Profundo. So the Kathleen by Jane Richmond in blue was missing. And again, Malabrigo. And then I finished that, and I'm like, okay, let's really work on my thesis. And Marcia and Nick got home from their vacation, and it was wonderful. And then
Safely,
yes. And then I was like, okay. I'm like, I really need to be working on my thesis. So what can I do? So I started it again. That's the one I'm currently working on. Yeah, so this is...
we talked about that one.
We talked about that one, so we're good. Yeah, so I am addicted to this pattern, and I am addicted to this yarn, and everything about it makes me feel wonderful on the inside and the outside. And so soft.
Okay, and then...
Oh, and I have another finished object. Sorry, I forgot about that because I got distracted by this. So before I even started working on those, I have a wonderful friend who had a baby, and we talked about this last time that I was going to knit a baby blanket, and I chose baby alpaca, even against everybody's advice. So here's my baby alpaca baby blanket. It is beautiful, it is soft, it is wonderful, and I told her to lay flat to dry and hand wash. I still have to weave in the ends, so I'm going to do that and get that out in the mail today. Super soft though. If I was a baby, I would cuddle it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is knit with... Thank you. Did you rip this off my toque?
No, it was on your
Okay.
leg. Yeah. Yeah, I did do that.
I'm like, how did you do it without me noticing? I don't weave in my ends. Bad habit. So this is Misty Alpaca. It's baby alpaca chunky for a baby. Colorway M643. It's made in Peru. So this was the blue. And then this one here is from the Diamond Luxury Collection, Baby Alpaca Sport. And it was red, but again, it has like color lot numbers. It's a very cool number. It's 149479.
That's my favorite.
Really? I love that color. 149749. 149749.
You should write a song. 1-4. No, I can't even remember it. 149479. Yeah.
149479.
That's the worst song ever.
It's the worst name for a color.
I'm not buying that record.
You know what? I really think you should.
Okay. No. Are you done? What have I finished?
Yes, I'm done.
You're
Marsha,
wondering?
what have you finished?
Well, oh, okay.
I'm kind of wondering what you finished. What you completed.
So I finished 2 hats.
All right.
But they are the ones that I'm working on for the pattern that is going to Ancient Arts Yarns. And then I went to Japan and I brought this. Oh, I don't even know if I don't even have the tag for it. Bad podcaster. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I might have it. Might. I do.
Whew.
That was a close call. Sheepish Grin Knit Company in Flamingo.
That was close.
It was
I
so
was
close.
terrified.
Yeah, right? And I just
Oh,
made
looks
this
like a
up
flamingo.
as I went.
Of course you
It's
did.
So pretty. Yeah, I was thinking I might write it up and just give it as a free pattern, but I don't know if people would be interested in that or not. It's pretty nice though. It's one skein, and it didn't take very long at all. You can wear it like this. You can wear it like this. I really want to. I kind of want to do like a free pattern for a Christmas present for all of the people who watch, and then they can just go in and go to the thread in Ravelry and click to it and just get a free pattern.
I like it.
So that's what I'm kind of thinking for this, but I don't even know if I'll have it done in time. Have it written up in time. It's a very simple pattern. It's not. When I was doing it, I was like patted myself on the back for my ingenuity in different sections.
As a good knitter should, because you should always be proud of your accomplishments.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I might just write that up as a free pattern. Let me know if you're interested in that, because if people aren't even interested in it, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna have the shawl. So if you're interested,
comment in the thread, or
yeah,
yeah,
just comment in the thread and let me know all your feelings about that, because I will do it if there's enough interest. If people are like, meh, whatevs, then I'm not gonna waste my time.
like, it's okay.
Who wants a free pattern anyway?
Probably never did that.
Yeah, and so that is one of my finished objects. Another finished object is this. So, story time.
I love it. Story time.
So we were in this little town in Japan called Toyofuka, I want to say. And there wasn't much happening there. There's a couple things that people were there for. There's a couple little festival things going on. But we went to a restaurant and they had a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of knitted things along the wall. And I was like, I wonder if they have yarn. So we sat down to eat, and while we were waiting for our food, I got up and I went to their little sale section area, and they did in fact have yarn. It was destashed stuff. And I don't have the ball bands I only have one ball band. They're all Japanese, I think. Yep, they're all Japanese wools. And they're different. These two are the same. They're the same company and the same weight. These two are different companies and different weights. This one's a heavier weight and this one is a lighter weight than this. And I really liked this one. They each came in packages of 2, and it cost, what was it? It was 100 yen for 2 skeins. So it was 200 yen, so that was $2. $2 for 4 skeins of wool. Because they were somebody's destash and they just had them there, and they were all brand new. And so this one, this blue, has little specks of yellow in it. I don't know if you can see that. But this yellow is the same color as the little specks. So I was like, well, those go together. And so I was thinking, shawl. So I cast on a shawl, and it didn't want to be a shawl. So I ripped it out. And I was like, well, I could do something with all 4 of these colors, because once you start getting more colors in, then it just, I don't know how it works, but it just works. So put all these colors together, and I started knitting this top. And I didn't do full-length sleeves because I didn't know how much yardage I had, because it's all in Japanese. And so I did smaller sleeves. But the thing is that it was on the fly. So I knit, my gauge was for pre-blocking. So when I blocked it, it blocked really wide in here. And it was a gentle, did I mention gentle blocking?
It was gentle.
It's a gentle blocking. And because I knew it was going to stretch, and I was like, I don't know.
So you're an aggressive blocker to begin with, right?
Yes.
So a gentle block for you would be a
Super
normal
gentle.
Okay.
Super gentle with it. When I picked it up out of the water, I picked it up like this so that there was no stretching
My
of the wool.
baby.
I was
My
like,
baby.
babied it, laid it out, and I even pushed it in. I'm like,
That's awesome.
so, yes. So it's not the best fit now that it's blocked. But I feel like I can either play with it or I can pretend I meant to do that.
But you know what? That slouchy, overfit, weird, like, bagginess at the back is totally in style right now.
Thank you. This weird slouchy bagginess at the back. You're awesome. You're so nice.
No, but, like, no, it's totally in style. It's not slouchy at the back at all. It actually fits really well.
Just
at
so
the back.
you know that there's lumpiness because there's a hood. That's not... I didn't even know there was a hood on this. Scylla made me try it on right before we started podcasting, so that's why I'm wearing it. I didn't even know it existed. Okay, so yeah, it's
actually totally in style right now.
it's pretty
The way it
cute.
hangs.
Like if you look at it like that, it looks pretty good. Like the front is higher. I knit it like that than the back. There's some short rows in there hiding. So the back comes down just a little bit. And the sleeves, see, there's some gathering, but here's the thing, is when I knit it, the sleeves were supposed to be up like this. And I feel like I like it like that. I'm just thinking of what I can do to make it stay like that. Like, I was like, maybe I should add some more stitches here and then have buttons or something.
You can
so
pleat it.
Yeah, or add some pleats or stitch it up in the back a little bit so that it like comes a little nicer. Or like this kind of, it's a little bit odd when it's like doing what it wants to do. Just let me just move. Okay, that's what it wants to do on its own. So it looks like I've got like extra.
You could like pull it up and call them puff sleeves.
Well, no, but I can't pull it up because it slides down like that. So, like, I would need to cut these like that. And then, well, I could do that, actually. I could just re-stitch them up.
Totally good.
Like that.
Yeah, that's all I would do.
And then add,
And I'm a lazy
and then
crafter.
increase there, I suppose. But it was on the fly, and it gave me something to do while I was terrified in an airplane that was turning around with an oil leak, so...
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I got that done. It's amazing what you can do when you're terrified.
When the feeling of impending doom is...
Right upon you. But yeah, so if I had a larger back, see, then it would be...
I don't know if anyone has a... Well, I guess some people have backs that large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's
It's
really,
actually not bad.
It's really pretty. Like, the colors go together. I know there's something I can do to fix it. I just have to...
I
play
have
with
an
it a bit.
idea.
What's that?
It might fit me.
You're like, wait a tick. I could cut it right down and then add a thing and then bring it together. I don't know. Okay. What's your plan? Try it on?
Yeah. That's my plan.
Okay. I don't think so.
You say that now, but...
Excuse me.
Right? Totally fits.
Okay, sit down.
Okay.
Well, it fits you better than it fits me. That's for sure. It looks so weird on me. You could be a counselor in that shirt.
I could be a counselor in this shirt. It actually looks...
It doesn't look bad, actually.
No, it looks really good. I like the way the pattern goes down and in like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kudos. Thanks for the shirt.
No, you're welcome. So I knit Scylla a shirt while I was in Japan.
That's awesome.
I'm such a thoughtful
You're
sister.
so thoughtful, and I
I
bought
know.
Marsha's shirt off eBay.
I know, so nice. So nice.
Oh.
We're like the best sisters
We
ever.
are the best sisters. I love my counseling sweater.
That's so awesome.
Seriously, I'm gonna wear this to work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Love it. Love it.
It's my
That's so
$2 sweater.
good. That's so good. moving right along.
It matches my earrings.
So, yes,
Anyway,
it does.
Okay, moving right along.
So we did an opal along in October and November. And it was anything
yes,
in
we
opal
did.
yarn. And I knit up my schmancy shawl in
Schmancy.
2 different skeins of opal. One had sparkle and one did not. And it turned out beautifully and I love it. And I need to take better pictures. I need to take some on pictures because I don't feel like it's being represented as nicely on a fence as it could be on a person.
On a person?
Yeah.
Well, you know, most people when they're knitting shawls, they're like, I wonder how that's gonna look on my fence.
Right? Like, let's try it on the fence and see how that looks.
Like, I think that one is gonna be perfect for my fence. I have
Yeah.
this one section of fence that
That's
really
right.
likes
it
purple.
just really needs a pop of purple.
I think so. It's got some green in the background, and nothing ever actually grows or flowers there. So we just put a shawl
Put
on
a
it.
shawl there.
Perfect.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
I need to find a new market for that shawl.
The fence
Not
shawl.
humans. Is your shawl? Is your fence feeling down? It is schmancy. It feels schmancy fancy.
Right? It'll also keep it warm in the cold winter
Oh my
months.
goodness, we're just totally off on a tangent. Okay,
Anyway,
so
how about that shawl opal along?
we had an opal along, and the wonderful Andrea from Wonderwall Designs and the Wonderwall podcast donated these beautiful stitch markers for our opal along.
They are beautiful.
They're so cute. There's a little deer and a little jewel and a little owl and
acorn.
a little acorn.
I love
And
them
they're
all.
so
Like, I
cute.
can't even
They're-
pick my favorite. I'm like, ooh, the owl's my favorite.
look
Then I
at
saw the
my
deer. I'm like, the deer's my
nails.
favorite. And then I'm like, then I saw the acorn. I'm like, I love the acorn. And then I saw the other one. I'm like, it's shiny.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
They're so pretty. Your nails are terrible.
I know. I was gonna paint them before we started podcasting, and then I forgot what I was doing. Totally brain fart all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, what? Okay, I'm like, Scylla, that's a great idea, but what did you just say? Because I need to write that down. I'm like, it all sounds good, but what is that?
Aw.
Tell me now. So, this is the prize for the opal along. So we actually drew for this already.
And we do random number generators.
So the random number generator told us number 8 won.
Congratulations, number 8.
And it's Andy J, who is Andrea from the Wonderwall podcast.
So we decided, instead of sending you back your own stitch markers that you sent to us to use as
Yeah.
a giveaway,
Yeah.
which we really appreciate, we are going to send you instead
Some cashmere goodness.
some Angry Grape
Yep.
from Ancient
Seriously,
Arms.
really seriously annoyed grape from Ancient Yarn, Arts Yarn. This yarn, you're gonna love it. And I read in your profile that you like jewel tones and purple and stuff. So this is
perfect.
I think you'll like it. It is so soft and buttery and smooth, and I am totally molesting your yarn right now. It's happening. It is happening.
Wait, she's
right
gonna
here.
smell it next thing. Oh, now it's been used.
But because you donated these beautiful stitch markers,
We decided to redraw.
so we're giving 2 prizes away instead of just 1. Because your name was pulled, so
And we feel that, well, you won.
you won. So we drew again, and the winner of the stitch markers for reels is number 5, Church Lane, who is Michelle from the UK.
Congratulations, Michelle.
She did opal socks in smoky eyes and painted lips colorway.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!
So we're gonna mail those off to you, and I hope you enjoy them because they look very enjoyable. And actually, Andrea sent me some as well. That slides so handily into stash enhancements.
I love
She sent
stash
me this
enhancements.
beautiful little note and sent me these cute little stitch markers. I'm so excited. I left them on here so that I could show them, and now I'm going to use them. So, yeah, and her Etsy name is on there. Can we make it focus? I don't even know. Well, I'll put
We
it below.
added on.
Yeah, we added on anyway. So there's a little apple, and there's a little ladybug, and a little snail, and a little jewel.
They're all
And
fantastic.
the apple I find super, super cute, and I might actually give this to my partner because he knits. He does. He's working on a pair of socks right now, which, and I keep teasing him about coming on, but he just, I don't know.
It's more of a behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yeah, I think so too. But he is a horticulturalist. And but I think that as far as stitch markers go, I think he would really like that one. So I'm probably going to give that one to him so that he can put it on his socks that he's knitting right now. So I think he'll really like that. And speaking of stash enhancements, I bought this yarn in Japan. Okay, but for reals, I did. And a couple things. I'm just gonna go first.
I think, Marsha,
first.
what did you get to enhance your stash?
Okay, so I got this West Yorkshire Spinners yarn.
It's so pretty. I really like it. Is it for socks?
Well, yes, it's sock yarn, and it's from England, and it's 75% wool, 25% nylon. And it is, I heard about this on the Bakery Bears podcast, of course, because they're big fans. And so I ordered it, and it's called the Blue Tit. And I was actually thinking of making a bikini out of it. Right? Fitting. And people would be like, oh, what's that yarn? It's Blue Tit.
You're just full of puns. The bikini, it's fitting.
It's so fitting. I'm so funny today.
Oh, you're really funny.
And I also got some of their Christmas colorways. Yeah, so those are going to get cast on, and I'm not sure when, but I'll probably knit this into socks. And they will probably be knit during the January knit all the socks along thing. And I have a bag of all of the sock yarn that I'm going to knit. So here's a little detail about that quickly before we go into more stash. Okay, so Mina, she's really good. She's helping me prep for this contest because she keeps posting little pieces of information. So she posted how she knits. So it's a video of her knitting and her speed. So I took her speed and I'm like, okay, I can do that. Okay, Mina, I can do that. And then on her next podcast, she says how many socks she can knit, and she can do a pair in, I think it's 3 days. It's so on, Mina. So on.
Oh, you're hilarious.
So
you're like,
excited.
I got this.
I got this, Mina. You're gonna have to knit faster.
And that doesn't mean shorter.
No, we have a rule. It can't be ankle socks. It has to be full socks. And I did get the Knit Picks yarn. Super excited about that. And I also got another one. And when I ordered it, I was like, I want it's called Duchess Heather. And I was like, I can use that with this in this color, and this is what I can do. When I ordered it, I don't know what's wrong with my brain these days, because I looked at it, I'm like, I know I had an idea. I have no idea what that was. I don't even know. So it'll be a thing, and I know it'll be beautiful, but I just don't know what that is right now.
Like, were you thinking potentially purple erasers?
Yeah, maybe. Or purple, like, pencil parts.
Who knows, really?
Okay, and I got this.
This is pretty.
From Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Who is Knit and Stitch Bits. And her bags. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Damn it, I love them. I haven't used this one yet because I wanted to show it to you guys in pristine condition. But look at it. It's so pretty. I saw it and I don't know why, but it totally reminded me of Japan. I don't even know why. But I love it. I love it so much. I'm like, it's so cute.
It is really cute.
Yeah. So, and I'm really excited, and it's got a cute liner in it. And what I really like is that they are lined, and it's not like a flimsy kind of lining. It's a good lining, and her stitches are like she's a really good seamstress. I'm very impressed. Like even the zippers have tabs on the ends to complete that. Like they're just, the finishing on these is just really pretty. It's really nice.
That is really awesome.
Yeah. I'll turn it inside out because that's how you can tell. That tells you a lot.
It's beautiful.
And look, even the inside is done well. So if you want a well-made bag, you just go on there and you order one of her bags because they are awesome. Knit and Stitch Bits. She's on, she posts on Instagram. She's from Australia. And that's where I see all of the things. And most of the time I just like and scroll because I buy so many. I just love them all.
So true.
And you know, like, because I sew, I also have a hard time buying something that I can make for myself. Like, I think a lot of, I think that's why knitters don't buy knitted things.
Yeah.
Because they can make it themselves.
And it'll fit them how they want it to.
Right.
If it doesn't, they just rip it out.
That's right. But you know what? When you find somebody who makes bags so nicely and they're such high quality, then, you know,
You embrace that.
you embrace that. And I can sew. My sewing isn't that nice. So that much attention to detail. And also I have this, and let me see. Okay, here's the business card. It's from Circus Tonic. And there's a whole bunch of little cards and stuff in here, like Christmas cards and stuff. From Hannah. They're so cute. Those are
so cute.
Those are going on packages.
Gift tags.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They're probably going on packages for Scylla.
Yay!
So there was an update,
packages for
and
Scylla.
this was on there. And it's called Marsh Sandpiper. I feel like it should be called Marsha Sandpiper.
And I feel like you're right. You can just add an A. It looks
Yeah.
like it was written on.
Okay, Dyers, you can change some of your skeins names to Marsha. I will not mind. Or Fairy Little, or Twitch and Stitch, or Marsha.
Or Marsha.
It's fine.
This is the
Like,
Marsha line.
It's so close. Like, I feel like I should just write an A in there. No, Marsh Sandpiper. And it's very soft. It's so pretty. It's
Ooh, that's nice.
Australian superwash merino and
that's
nylon.
nice.
So this one's from Australia
Did you
too.
say merino? That makes sense.
But she also sent me
It's a
this
merino.
to help combat the Canadian winters.
What's it called?
I know, it's called Purple Backed Stalling.
I like it.
Or Starling. Purple Backed Starling. Starling. That's what it is. Sorry. Yes, and it's so nice and squishy, and it wants to be my friend, and it probably wants to be a hat or something around my face or neck.
Oh, I feel like that would make a nice hat. It's a good weight.
But it's a good color for me.
It's nice and thick.
Don't you think?
Yes.
And it smells good too. And
And don't
yes,
forget the Christmas bell.
there's a Christmas bell in here.
Magic.
Yeah,
A lot of magic.
cute. I love it. Yeah, so thank you so much. I totally appreciate that beautiful yarn, and I love it. And we have a friend who lives here who gave us an early Christmas present.
She is wonderful.
She's amazing.
Isn't this fantastic?
It has squirrels on it,
And they're kissing.
and it's knitted,
And it is a knitted bag.
It
to
is a
hold
knitted bag.
Your knitting.
and it stands up, and inside
This is the greatest thing ever.
it's Downton Abbey yarn.
It is Downton Abbey.
I didn't know there was a thing.
From-
There's a thing.
This is from the Matthew collection.
I know, I'm so excited.
Me too.
I was like, we opened this morning.
I miss Matthew.
So mine is purple and yours is blue.
Mine is blue. I'm looking for an actual.
Just hold it up. Okay. Just put them together so people can see. So pretty. And we just
So
I
pretty.
was like, okay, the blue's obviously for me.
Obviously, the purple was for me.
Yeah.
So then we realized that
But there's also like little specks of other color in there.
it's so true. This one has a lot of.
What is that
different
called, Scylla?
browns.
Do you know?
That is called junking.
Nope.
That is called.
And it's 75% acrylic, 21% wool, and 4% viscose.
That is called.
What's it called?
Added extras. It has a name.
It does have a name.
I know it has a name. And look, I took a piece,
Uh-huh.
but I don't remember its name. So, beginner questions with Scylla. Marcia, what is the name?
No, I was hoping you knew.
Shut up.
I can't remember. I know it has a name, but I can't remember. I was actually hoping that you knew what it was called.
That's
because
so funny because
can't
I
remember.
did know what it was called, but I can't for the life of me remember. Oh.
Oh, what is... You know.
You know.
You're yelling it out right now.
You are. What is it? Sorry, a little bit louder.
Scylla.
Oh, that's what it
Tweed?
is. I totally...
Tweed? Is it tweed?
Is it tweed?
Tweed yarn? Speckled strung pattern. Tweed yarn. Yep.
Tweed.
Tweed. It's
Tweed.
tweed.
Thank you. Thank you for helping. We never would have gotten that
I
without you.
know. It's so good.
We appreciate you.
So what do you have for stash enhancements?
So my stash enhancements, I do have a bunch of stash enhancements, but they're not for my stash.
I do too, actually. Let's go back to me for a second.
Okay.
I have bought so much stuff for Scylla. She has no idea. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, so I have some stash enhancements. They're just not for my stash. But again, I have half balls of this one, half balls of this one, which I bought since our last podcast, so I figured that they count.
Yep.
I think I'm going to put the 3 or the 4 colors together when I'm done, and build another one of multiple colors. But this is my stash enhancement. It is Noro, the World of Nature made in Japan from Japan. Like, this was exported across an ocean twice. Why? Because it could. And it's a really, really pretty blue and purple, and it's got a bunch of different colors. There's some green, there's some grays. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait to knit something that goes here or up, because that's all I knit. So
yeah, it's nice. So I went to Japan to
Pretty
get
exciting.
Noro when we have it for sale here.
But I feel like you have to buy Noro
Yeah.
when you're in Japan.
Yeah, and there was
It's like going to Ireland and not staying in a castle.
there was a couple people who told me where to go and how to get there. So I went there. It was fun. Yeah, so I got that in, where was I? Oh, that was right in Tokyo.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's right by the main train station. It's a cool little shop that's like 5 floors or something like that, and on the 4th floor is where they keep their yarn shop. It's really cute. It's
awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's pretty packed. It's a good shop. But we didn't find any other real shops other than that. I can't remember what it was called either. Look at my memory. It's horrible today.
You know what? You were up really late last night.
I know.
You stayed up to pick your wonderful sister up from the airport, which she appreciates.
And I heard the plane land. I was gonna say train.
You heard the train land?
land because I was sleeping on the couch waiting for her to call.
Well, that's because it was a plane lead and the props were really loud.
And Scylla has also ordered me an advent calendar, which, what's today, the 11th?
Yeah, it's the 11th.
It's still coming
It'll be here
soon, hopefully,
some point,
before Christmas.
maybe. No guarantees.
Or not, maybe it'll be the after vent instead
Right?
of the advent. It'll be the subtract vent on the other side of Christmas.
Oh, maybe.
The 24 days after Christmas. Could be a thing.
Right? Each one is a ball of yarn for a sock.
No, it's not.
It could be.
No, it's not.
There's not enough.
No, they're mini skeins.
How much yarn do you need for a sock?
More than a mini skein.
Oh. Okay.
You're hilarious.
So what do you do with 24 mini skeins?
You add them to your crochet blanket of awesome.
Okay.
That I'm still working on. Don't judge me.
I'm not. I love your crochet blanket of awesome.
So, there's something else. What was there? We have beautiful decorations
We do.
on our tree.
A little bit of awesome.
So the kids decorated, and they can
Just
only
gonna move
reach so
this, so I
high.
don't-
So there's a big space up here that was totally bare. We've moved some things up, but I just let them do their own thing. But these beautiful decorations, my mom made these. And the year before she passed away, she asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said, I want a set of crocheted snowflakes.
So pretty.
And she said, okay. So she started them. and she started the angel, and she started
All
quite a
different.
few things. So I have some of these that have not yet been blocked, but then she got really sick, and she and I would spend like lots of time sitting and knitting and crocheting together and stuff, and I ended up inheriting a full set and the set that she was working on for me, so I just have to block that. But these come out every year and they go on the tree, and Christmas was my mom's favorite holiday, so we
do it kind of big.
Yeah, we do Christmas kind of big, but it's also it's not just because it's Christmas, it's because it was my mom's favorite holiday, and we celebrate that. And there's a lot of homemade decorations on here that we made as teenagers too, like this. Isn't she pretty?
Isn't she pretty?
That's a halo, Scylla. And
I think her hair is a halo too.
And these we made. They're little. Oh, there we go. They're little fans. You're gonna be a fan of this.
You are gonna be a fan of this
because I'm so funny today. And there used to be like a little decoration there, but now it's just chunks of
something.
I don't. It's like pieces of tree or something.
Oh, and then there's this one.
Flower.
Another homemade decoration.
Yeah. Lots of homemade decorations. And then we have some Star Wars stuff going on here because nothing says Christmas like Star Wars. Yeah, we have other Christmas decorations that the kids have made. It's a little sheep.
This is a pretty fan. This one actually
is actually pretty. Yeah, that actually has stuff on it. Here's another sheep. And they just jammed into the tree.
They're like, we're gonna make sheep.
Yeah, here they go.
And again, because we live with a horticulturalist, we also have fruit on the tree.
Yeah, because you need sparkly fruit, I feel like.
Right, a little bit for everyone. But the best is well, not the best, but something else awesome is we have a very mischievous elf in our house.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tilt this for a second, so you're going to feel it. Be prepared. Right now.
I forgot. She's hanging off the star.
Is hanging out on the star of our tree.
She's all bent right over.
She's just doing her own thing. She just does what she wants.
Yeah.
We have no control over it. She's just...
That's so funny. And with that, have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
And we will see you
in January. Probably.
We might try to do something short before then, but...
And if we do, it's a bonus.
So thanks again for everybody who watches. Thank you very, very much to those people who have contacted me and told us how funny we are.
Yes, thank you.
And also that
words of affirmation is one of our love languages,
yeah.
And so is gifts.
I love to know that
we
people
love you
are
back.
Watching, and you know, the people who like as soon as it's out, they watched it. You know, everybody who watches it, we appreciate.
Yeah, I would be slow to watch. So
yeah,
those who take your time and.
I'm catching up on my podcasts, and I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be doing that over the Christmas holiday as well.
Wrapping into podcasts.
Yeah. So if you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. And if you celebrate Fridays, Happy Friday.
Yeah, and if you don't celebrate at all, Happy Day.
That's what I'm saying for Fridays.
I know.
Hopefully they celebrate Fridays.
Hopefully. What
I
if they
celebrate
don't?
Fridays.
What if they
Most
don't?
people do because it's the beginning of the weekend.
But what if they don't celebrate Fridays?
That's upsetting.
I know, but some people don't celebrate Fridays. Until next time.